Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. We are so excited to have you here today. Let's do a quick check, please. If you can hear me clearly and see me clearly, please drop a 5 in the chat. Can you hear me and see me clearly? If you can hear me and see me clearly, let me know in the chat. You can just drop a 5 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you, madam.
Okay. Hi, Rabiu. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. I can see the 5. All right. Thank
Hello,
you.
okay. Are you presenting? Are you presenting?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Because showing infinity window. Okay, yeah. Go
Okay,
on.
so awesome. Thank you for the 5. So we're ready to go. Right, so please, if you know anyone who should be in this room, maybe your colleague in compliance, your techie friend, your boss is always asking you what this crypto thing is about, take a second now, send them a message and tell them we are live. Let them join us right now because we've only started and it's definitely going to get hot in here. So while we are doing that, we need to know where you're joining us from. All right, let's get to know you a bit. I want you to go ahead and drop your city right in the chat. Where are you joining us from? Are you in Lagos? Like I'm here in Lagos. Are you in Abuja? Are you in Kenya, Nairobi, Ghana? Wherever you're joining us from, can we know where you're joining us from? Just put a quick one in the chat. Okay, I see Abuja. Thank you. Mr. Justice Abuja. She says joining from Lagos. Thank you. Okay, Kenya. I see Kenya. I see Kano, Lagos. All right. Thank you. So we've got a Pan-African room today. That's very powerful. Thank you. Joining from Port Harcourt. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. All right, because right now there's something really powerful about showing up to a session like this, right? You are not just here to listen. You are here to take a step towards something bigger, right? You are here with smart people, forward-thinking professionals from across Africa and beyond. So I'm sure you're not here by accident, right? You're here because you see where the world is going and you want to play a real role in it, not just any kind of role. So once again, we welcome you to our webinar on how to build a recognized crypto compliance career in Africa, even if you are new to crypto or regulation, right? Because being here shows that you've made a smart move, right? And we don't take that lightly because this is more than a webinar or a session. This is a moment. This is a moment to step into the future of finance, a moment to step into the future of law, risk, and technology right on this continent, right? This is a moment to see how you can build a high impact and recognized career in this fast growing world of crypto compliance right here in Africa. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting from the scratch. It doesn't matter if you have no tech background or regulatory background. The space is exploding and it needs smart mind like yours, right? And today we're going to be showing you how exactly you can tap into this. So don't worry about anything, right? So let's talk about who is walking you through this journey. With you today, my name is 𝐞𝐞𝐚𝐫. I'm a lawyer, I'm a crypto investigator, and a part of the training team at 𝐴&D Forensics. So I'll be co-hosting this session. I'll walk you through the first part of today's training, and then I'll hand over to an amazing colleague who will take you even deeper into the world of crypto compliance. And yes, I'll be back later to guide you through the next steps, okay? But before we dive into this training, we'd love to introduce someone who we deeply honor. We are deeply honored to have him in this room. He's a key leader that is shaping the future of crypto compliance across Africa. He's our boss and senior partner at 𝐴&D Forensics, and his vision has really influenced not just our team, but the broader ecosystem across the continent, right? So please, guys, let's welcome Mr. Adedeji Owonibi. We are honored to have you here, sir. Please, can you say a quick word before we continue? Please send him some welcome messages in the chat. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Oge. Thank you very much. And welcome everyone to this webinar. We think the webinar is very, very important that we have it, and simply because there's currently no school you go to go learn crypto compliance. There are minimal certifications except the one we created and maybe one or two that actually can lead you through to where you can actually build your career in this field of compliance. And there's also little understanding of what crypto is all about and how you can actually capitalize on the new field and see what you can build your career on. We saw it firsthand. Again, we have the advantage of pioneering the space, especially here in Africa, when you talk about cryptocurrency forensics, cryptocurrency investigation, cryptocurrency risk mitigation, cryptocurrency compliance. And we saw that it's a completely green area that most of the people doing some fantastic things, from law enforcement, from banks, we actually have the privilege of training many of them. And the challenge is not over. I think you are coming in a bit earlier also. The challenge is still up there. It's still I think just a minute or two ago, I posted something on LinkedIn where the National Crimes Agency in the UK, some people were actually arrested because the money they went to investigate, they end up squandering the money themselves. You know, so the investigators also spent the money. So African countries are still struggling on how even confiscated assets are managed. So it's a compliance issue also, right? And I think recently we also helped to guide on the virtual asset regulation that is happening in Kenya to say they need a national custodial wallet to be administered by possibly the asset recovery agency in that country. And the same thing I think we're recommending in Nigeria. We've seen it across the law enforcement officers that we've trained. They will confiscate crypto, they will keep it in their personal wallet. The agencies don't know how to go about that. Many things are happening. So today, financial institutions also are dealing with crypto. Some of them know they are dealing with crypto, some don't know they are dealing with crypto. There's a compliance issue around how they can mitigate risks that will be exposed by this digital asset that they interact with. Many of them don't know. I think we're privileged to have trained the compliance officers and risk officers of First Bank in Nigeria, one of the oldest banks in Nigeria. I think they're about 130 years or so. And we recently just concluded training for key officials of Sterling Bank, and more banks will join, right? Just yesterday, I think we had a call from a central bank subsidiary that want their people to be trained. So you can see that you are coming to a team where the people you highly respect and see are also learning it. And so if someone is telling you, come, let's show you how you can actually leverage this new field and build your career there, I think it's something we need to pay attention to. And that is one kind of thing we want to give back. You know, so, and again, we are seeing where we are seated, we are seeing that there's this demand, including us. We're looking to hire more people. Currently, I think we are trying to even put out advert for people to come in. We can't just simply find the right people that will fit in. And yes, you have people that are lawyers, you have people that are, you know, doing different things, AML specialists, certified fraud examiners, you know, but that is a traditional world. Now there's a new money in town, and there need to be new compliance officers. There's new money in town, there should be new way of investigating this new money. And I think it's a great thing that we pay attention. This seminar is part of our own capacity, CSR, to give back to the community, also mentor the younger ones to have a kind of direction of what is new that they can lash on. Just like we did earlier, and we lash on this, and then now we are in few countries, right? So I think, so for some of us that are joining from Ghana, they know we are present in Ghana. I mean, we are present in Kenya, we are present in Senegal, we are present in Botswana. And so all those other countries, and we can be everywhere. So it's something, it's also a practice that you can leverage on. And we can guide you all to make some revenue from it. We are happy that everyone, so when they ask us, can you recommend to me any anti-money laundering reporting officer for XYZ digital exchange that is just opening? We know there's a firm that does it, not only us, and then there will be a lot of resources that can do a whole lot. So I just used this time to welcome you to the webinar, and I said I hope you just have the takeaways and craft some very exciting careers for yourself afterward. So thank you very much for listening. I pass it back to you again.
All right, thank you so much, sir. We truly appreciate your presence and your continued support in driving this mission. Right, guys, so let's get into this, right? So let's know who is in this room right now. Let's see if you find yourself here on the list, right? So if you are here and you are a lawyer, right, you are in the right place, this webinar is for you. If you're a compliance officer, 100% for you. And if you are sorry about that. If you are a lawyer, this you're right here in this room. This is for you. A compliance officer, you're here. 100%. You're an auditor, investigators, bankers. You're regulators. Yes, yes, yes. This is for you. Risk pros. You are just switching careers. You are crypto curious and you want to be a professional in this space, then you are in the right room. You do not need to be a crypto expert. You don't need to be a tech person. You just need to be ready to learn and ready to take action. Okay, now we know who it's for. Now, who is this webinar not for, right? And let's be super clear on this, because we don't want to waste time here or waste anybody's time. This is not for people looking for crypto shortcuts or Ponzi schemes. No, we are not talking trading tips or getting rich or get rich quick scheme. Talking about those kind of things here. This is not where, this is not the right room for you. This is for serious professionals who want to be a part of something bigger, who wants to shape regulations, prevent financial crime, and they need opportunities across Africa. If you are not ready to learn, you are not ready to act, no shame, but this room is not for you right now. Okay, now let me show you why this training matters, right? Because by the end of this webinar, you're going to walk away with a lot of things. You're going to get a clear understanding of what crypto compliance actually is. You'll definitely get insights into real job roles opening up across Africa. You're going to see the global demands that is turning this into a serious career path, and most importantly, a clear, simple path to get started, even if you are brand new. Guys, we are giving you clarity and direction, no flaw. So if you've been confused, if you've been overwhelmed, you know, or you're just unsure where to start, this is definitely going to make things clearer for you. Okay, now here's only what we ask for, and it's a simple one. We need you to give this session your full attention. If this were the only 45 minutes you had to shift your career direction, or maybe to spark an aha moment that's going to open a new path for you, wouldn't you be fully present? Yes, I know you will, right? So we want you to be here, because there's a difference between, oh, you are here, you are listening, you are hearing. No, there's a difference between hearing and truly listening. We're going to share things today that might challenge what you thought you knew, or finally connect the dots you've been missing. So we needed to turn off every distraction. We needed to take notes and stay till the end, because that's where we're going to drop the valuable gems for you. Okay, so what are you going to learn today? Like I said, you are going to learn a lot, including why Africa urgently needs homegrown talent in this space, and how you can start building your name in this fast growing field. Right now, before we get into what we have for you today, let's look at the force behind this entire webinar, because this webinar is powered by A&D Forensics, proudly known as Africa's leading blockchain intelligence service provider. We sit right at the intersection of crypto compliance and investigations, and we've made it our mission to help African institutions stay ahead of crypto risks with solid training. We have world-class tools and real investigative support. So basically, we are the team people call when, you know, crypto compliance gets real. So we have African institutions stay ahead through this core pillars you can see right on my screen, right? We help African institutions stay ahead through, you can see the blockchain forensics, where we trace suspicious transactions, we support criminal investigations, and even serve as expert witnesses in court when digital assets are involved, right? You can see we also have cyber security. We audit smart contracts, stress test crypto platforms, and we uncover vulnerabilities that could cost companies millions of dollars, right? And you can also see we have capacity building. This is the heart of what we do, because through our world-class programs like the Certified Cryptocurrency Investigator, which is the CCI, and the Certified Crypto Compliance Specialist, the 3CS, we've trained regulators, we've trained bankers, we've trained lawyers, and fintech leaders across the continent, right? We've equipped them with global best practices and also hands-on tools to lead confidently in this space. So as you can also see, our work has reached lots of institutions, over 30 institutions, including UNODC, First Bank, as you can see, EFCC, 𝐖𝐞𝐛𝐢𝐧𝐚𝐫, Europol, and more. And we are not doing it alone. We have partners. We are partnered with global compliance leaders like the Chainalysis, TRM Labs, the 𝐖𝐞𝐛𝐢𝐧𝐚𝐫, Convexity, and others to bring world-class expertise to Africa. If you also look at the map on the right, you see that we are not sitting in one corner of the continent. From west to east to South Africa, we have offices there, and our footprint is growing. But delivering trainings, supporting investigations, and helping institutions build internal systems like the KYC wallet, the wallet monitoring, and the travel rule compliance, and many more. So in a nutshell, we are not here to hype crypto. We are here to help Africa get ready for it the right way, right? So now, if you are ready for what we have for you, if you are ready for the main gist of what is going on here, I want you to type ready in the comments. If you are ready, type ready in the comments as I introduce you to the powerhouse who is going to walk you through this main framework, right? It's going to be taken by none other than 𝐤𝐚𝐫 𝐸𝐞𝐻𝐢𝐧𝐚𝐫. She's fondly called the crypto police. Let me stop sharing, sorry. She's fondly called the crypto police, and I'll go ahead just to tell you a little bit about her, okay?
Hello,
So
Dr. Voyel. Are you raising your hand? There will be time for you to ask that question. Your hand is up. Maybe you should unclick the button. Maybe it's in error. Dr. Voyel Adamo. Yeah, just remove the hand. Then after the presentation, we'll open up the question session. Okay, proceed. Maybe it's not hearing us. If you can hear us, just bring down your hand. There will be time to ask that question. Go on. Okay.
So I'll just take a little take a little time to tell you a little bit about our powerhouse 𝐤𝐚𝐫 𝐸𝐞𝐻𝐢𧑚, right? So 𝐤𝐚𝐫 𝐸𝐞𝐻𝐢𝑧𝐚𝐫 is a brilliant professional in the field of blockchain and financial crime investigations. She's a certified cryptocurrency investigator. In fact, she's the first crypto investigator in Africa, first female crypto investigator in Africa. She's a crypto compliance specialist and currently serves as the blockchain forensics, AML specialist, and training lead here at A&D Forensics. 𝐤𝐚𝐫 has trained law enforcement officers, regulators, compliance teams across Africa, and she's so passionate about helping individuals like you build the knowledge and confidence you need to thrive in crypto compliance. And we are so excited to learn from her today. So guys, please give her a virtual round of applause or drop a fire emoji right in the chat as I hand over this mic to her. 𝐤𝐚𝐫 𝐸𝐞𝐻𝐢𝑧𝐚𝐫, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, okay? Thank you, Mr. Deji, for setting the tone for us. And thank you to everyone that's here with us today. Please permit the little background noise. I'm actually in an official event, but then we have to serve you, and that's why we are here. So let's proceed to the main facts. Now, we want to know what exactly crypto compliance is. Before now, because I believe this class is also for the foundation, right? People that have not learned about crypto or have never heard about the word compliance. I was like you before. In fact, before I met Mr. Deji, I don't think I've heard the word compliance before. But then I knew that when I went to the traditional bank and I want to open an account, there are some people that will question me, hey, go bring your utility bill. That one is another war on its own. Hey, go bring your ID cards. I know there are people there, but I don't know what they are doing. I don't know why they are asking me for that. I don't know who is sending them. All right. So it was when I started going into the field, I understood, oh, this is actually what they are doing. And it might interest you to know that the same people who try to check who is entering the financial system, who try to know, oh, is this Mr. A? Is Mr. A who he or she said he is? Are the same people that will also set the tone of who a compliance officer is. All right. So what is crypto compliance? It simply means ensuring that individuals, all right, like you and I, and organizations like banks, VAS, that's virtual asset service providers, even crypto exchanges, follow the laws, the rules, the standards that govern how cryptocurrencies are used, stored, and transferred. Okay, so you might be asking, so who is setting the laws? Who is setting these rules? We call them regulators. Okay, so we have both international regulators and domestic regulators. So take the likes of NFI, Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, the Central Bank of Nigeria for Nigeria, the Capital Market Authority in Kenya. Okay, so these are some of the local regulators you have. But then when you go to the international scene, you could hear about Financial Action Task Force, which we'll see that later on. All right. So it's about making sure that crypto activity is legal. I'm sure before now, most of us will think crypto is a scam. All right. I've heard people say that, oh, this crypto thing, forget it. It's scam. It's 419ers. It's bad people that use it. Okay. It's not legal. Okay. But after this training, you would go with a renewed mindset. Okay, in as much as crypto can be used for illegal activity, that does not mean it is illegal. That does not mean it is bad to use it. Okay, it's actually built on a transparent technology called the blockchain network. All right, so it's about making sure crypto activity, whatever it is you want to do with your crypto, is legal, is transparent, and secure, just like the way we have it in the traditional finance system. I don't want to go into the details of how we came about with AML laws or countering of terrorist financing laws, because that's more like an advanced class, but let's keep it very simple. So now, what are the key elements of crypto compliance? The first one, I've mentioned AML before. It means anti-money laundering. So the anti there it's like you're trying to prevent money laundering from happening. So it means you're trying to, if you don't understand what money laundering means, it means trying to make that illicit funds you've received from bad actors or from illicit activity. You want to clean it. Just the way you have your laundering machine or your washing machine, you can put your money inside. Just imagine you're trying to wash the money. You're trying to make it appear clean. You know that the source is bad. It's called dirty, but then you want to make it appear clean. All right. So we as professionals, we are called AML professionals because we are trying to prevent people from using crypto to hide the illicit origin of their funds. And the next thing you might also want to know is know who you are. That is why they will ask you for your utility bill. They will ask you for your name, your ID card, and everything. It boils down even to hotels right now. Most of us, if you go to hotels, you will see that before you do a lot of things, they will check who you are. All right, that's doing KYC, because in as much as we know about financial institutions, a lot of illicit activity can happen in other sectors, even real estate, other sectors. So that is why these people would want to know who you are, so that if you do something bad, they can trace it back to you. That's the essence. Same way we have know your customer, we have know your business, know your transaction. Know your business means you're checking who that entity is. If you say, oh, this is A&D Forensic, who is behind A&D Forensic? Who are the people in charge? All right, that's know your business. Another thing is fraud detection and risk monitoring. All right, we have some tools that can help us to make sure that whatever it is that an individual has said he or she is, or he or she will do on your platform, he does that. So if there are activities that look suspicious, probably large transfers or small transfer coming from high-risk jurisdictions, and probably change of IP addresses, all those activities are suspicious. So it is the work of a compliance officer to sit and spot those red flags. The next thing about crypto compliance is customer protection. In fact, the regulators, what they put in front of them is consumer protection. They want to be sure that you, as a consumer, you are not being scammed, you are not being hacked, okay? So they try to make sure that the regulatory guidelines that they provide will also protect you, all right? So the next one is regulatory compliance. I've mentioned about local laws and international standards like FATF. OFAC is more like a body that designates individuals. So let's say you get sanctioned, all right? It means that anybody that gets sanctioned, we are not expected to do business with that person. So OFAC has a list called the OFAC SDN list. So we as compliance officers, when we want to do business with anybody, we'll check your name. or we check the business name against that list. We screen. It's called sanction screening. So you are sure you don't want to do business with those people, and then you have to screen. You have tools that will help you to do that. Don't worry. It's not about you just checking through a file and all that. Tools help you do it better. Now, let's go over to why Africa needs crypto compliance specialists now. Like, it's no longer a thing of before now. At the moment, we're having an event that the NFIU has organized, and it's a room of regulators in the same room. We have compliance officers in the same room, all right? So it's very evident that we need it. Number one, global pressure is rising for crypto regulation. How many of us know what this week is called in the crypto industry? I want to know if anybody can get that. What is this? Know what it's called? While I also admit some people. I'm waiting for you in the chat box. What do we call this? Do we have crypto natives here? Okay. Nobody from the crypto movement here that knows what this week is. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so nobody knows what this week is called, because this is called the Crypto Law Week. Okay, so a lot of things are happening this week already. We have the Clarity Act coming up. We have the Clarity Act helps to define, because there's been this argument of what crypto is crypto a security, is crypto commodity and all. So between the regulators, the Clarity Act, just like the name implies, would be able to segregate these crypto assets into different buckets. Let's use the word buckets, okay? We have the stable coin as well, the stable coin. So this is more like trying to explain. I pulled up this website because for you to see that a lot of things are happening. Remember, the point we're now is that regulatory pressure is here. So if you look at this list, this is more between June to April 2025. A lot has happened in the US alone, just the US. We're not talking about other countries. If you go down, you can see February this year. It was as if this year became very, very, very serious, all right? And this week has been termed the Crypto Law Week because of what the digital assets have been doing, all right? So right now we need what? Compliance officers, not just globally, but in Africa. So let's go back to our slide. And banks and fintechs, of course, virtual asset service providers need trained professionals, okay? So it's not just about saying, oh, you're a compliance. You understand the technology, all right? Most people, when they come into the field without even understanding the technology, we get bored out. Like, you will get bored out because you've not cleared with crypto, you've not sent funds, you don't even understand what the technology is. So it's very, very important for you. Now, local talent is needed to meet global standards. Earlier this year, I think April or thereabouts, I had a presentation for some groups in Mauritius, and the topic was why local talent is needed. In fact, trust me, for you to hire international, let's say, consultant or crypto compliance officer, even as a local startup or as a local crypto exchange or as a local financial institution. When I mean by local, I mean financial institutions or exchanges based in Africa, you will spend more. You will spend more. And like I always say, these risks are actually localized. All right, you can't bring somebody from another jurisdiction to come and start learning your typologies. Besides, you as a Nigerian or as a Kenyan, you know the typologies. You know what the criminals would barely do. You know what the crimes will barely look like. So it is much better and advisable, and we advocate for local talents, which means local crypto compliance officers that can actually now meet global standards in their work. Now, without action, Africa risks being left behind. In fact, we'll see that still in the slide. WFATF has actually mentioned that some African countries need a lot of assistance, all right, because they are not meeting up with some recommendations. Of course, during the last plenary session, FATF recommendation 16, which happens to deal with travel rule, has been amended. Even today during the event, it was actually mentioned again. I think the critical thing there was them removing wire transfers, making it both domestic and local remittances or transfers. So it's more encompassing right now, unlike what it used to be before. So let's look at other points, other reasons why it is very important that why we say that Africans need crypto compliance officers now. Now, when you look at the FATF, their report, you could always read their report, you could go to their website, that $51 billion in illicit on-chain activity in 2024 includes both scams, fraud, stablecoin abuse. Stablecoin cryptocurrencies that are pegged to probably fiat, if it is fiat-based stablecoin, or probably something that is very stable. Gold can be pegged to gold. Okay, so we have a local stablecoin called 𝐖𝐞𝐛𝐢𝐧𝐚. So if you've not heard about it, you can always Google 𝐖𝐞𝐛𝐢𝐧𝐚.co and read more about that. Okay, that's our own local in Nigeria stablecoin, and actually the first regulated one. Then we also DPRK, that's the Lazarus Group's link scam. If you're already in financial crime, you know who the Lazarus groups are. They are an organized criminal sect that actually try to fight the anti-financial crime specialists, right? Emerging scams sophistication. We understand, in fact, it's no longer news that AI is made, like it's paving way. You could see a lot of deep fakes. Deep fake mean fake videos just created with AI. Now, the question should be, how would you, as a compliance officer or an anti-financial crime specialist, be fighting crimes that are made with AI without a sophisticated tool also made with AI? It's not possible. So ransomware, identity theft is increasingly common. So what FATF is warning of, growing professionalization of scammers, all right? There was this case of, I think it happened in Cambodia, of pig buttering, all right, where people thought they were going to be given jobs. They had to travel to another country, and when they got there, they all took their passports. And when they took their passports, they had to put them in a place, started schooling them on how they can start scamming people. So the same way you go to school to learn, these people now go to school to learn how to scam. And most times, the victims are not even willing to do that. They're just looking for funds. They're just looking to help their lives. And before you know it, just like the case I was mentioning, they become victims of circumstances, all right? Then the key implication of this now is that Africa, we have a booming virtual asset sector, all right? But we are vulnerable. Our only savior now is if we have skilled crypto compliance officers, not compliance officers on paper. You have to have the experience, you have to stay on the job, you have to take up tasks. And because one thing that I've noticed in the course of my experience is that some of the things, it is when you experience it that you would learn it. For instance, the first time I've forgotten the name. It had to do with not just cross-chain, it had to do with all transactions happening at the same time. It was a learning curve for me because I was actually practicing it at that time, all right? So it is only crypto compliance officers that can deploy advanced wallet tracing, that's crypto wallet this time around, blockchain analytics, and fraud detection to protect users and institutions. So you see why we need crypto compliance officers, all right? And then the next one, crypto hacks and fraud is still soaring in 2025. Just H1, first half of 2025, according to 𝐼𝐶𝐻, we've already had a lot of losses that have surpassed what has happened in 2024. That's like crazy, all right? The hacks and scam happening with crypto, all right? What has happened in H1 alone has surpassed the entirety of what happened last year. And another thing is that it's having more attention with DeFi. DeFi alone had 60% of all the crypto losses. And it's driven by flash loan exploit. Flash loan is a case where, just like traditional finance, where you can take loan, take collateral. When you pay the loan, you give back the collateral, you take back your collateral. If you don't pay back the loan, the collateral becomes their own. You understand how that works? But this time around, in the crypto, in the DeFi space, nothing like collateral, but you have to repay. And everything has to happen in one transaction. just one transaction. So you have to take the loan, repay in one transaction. So if there are vulnerabilities, these bad actors can actually leverage on you. So most of the hacks and scams happen through flash loan exploits and bridge attacks. Bridge is when you want to move funds from one, let's say from one blockchain network to another. All right. Before now, it's not easy. If you want to say you want to convert your cryptocurrency from Bitcoin to Ethereum, it's not that easy, right? But now bridges can even make you to move from one particular network, that's blockchain network, to another through that bridge. So just like where you know normal bridge on the road or anywhere you know bridge, you cross from one point to another. So imagine if that bridge is now attacked. That moment of crossing is now attacked. That happens in crypto as well. So another point that we need to know is that banks and financial institutions are facing crypto spillover risk. Yes, we've listened to some banks that will tell you, no, crypto, we don't do crypto. We don't know anything about crypto. In fact, we are just on our own. That's not true. That's not true at all. We've grown past that level because all the financial institutions pass behind the bank rails. You might not be seeing it because you are not paying attention to that, and because you have not assessed the risk there, and because you don't have the tools. But that does not mean that it is not happening. All right. So from FATF June 2025 report, we have the latest statement on Africa's growing exposure to money laundering and crypto misuse. NFIU's Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, their report has consistently flagged crypto as an emerging typology in money laundering. Now, Interpol Africa Cybercrime report identifies crypto layering as a rising tactic amongst fraudsters in African jurisdictions. So let's explain crypto layering. For instance, what we've seen is a case of, let's say, a bank in Africa being hacked or funds being moved from Africa, from an African bank, and then for them to move the funds away, they can now convert it in crypto. Remember, that's a stage of money laundering. Money laundering has 3 stages, right? Placement, layering, and integration. So this layering is the second stage. So it can actually happen through crypto. Now, the next one, Chainalysis 2024-2025 reports has shown increased illicit crypto activity in sub-Saharan Africa, with regional exchanges and bank wallets being exploited. So these are data speaking for us. And then coming back to Nigeria, the CBN AML CFT guidelines has now reflected tighter compliance obligations for banks. Of course, you know, the banks can now deal with crypto, but then the question is, are they ready? Have they beefed up their tools, their compliance officers? Are they ready? And that is what is going on right now. So we'll continue. This happens to be a case about Kenyan Bank, like I mentioned earlier, loses over 500 million Kenyan shillings. That's $4 million in sophisticated IT system breach and involved USDT stablecoin laundering. Their watchdog, right? They are coming up with a lot of pressure. Of course, for us in Nigeria, we are on the gray list, and very soon we'll be having our on-site mutual evaluation. So they will be coming to see what our financial institutions are doing, what our regulators are doing. They will come and assess us. All right. So now, what is happening is that as at June 2025, like I said, that was the last FATF plenary session that happened. 73% of jurisdictions that permit or partially prohibit VAS, all right, have passed legislation implementing the FATF travel rule. FATF travel rule is recommendation 16. That's where you see. However, 59% of these jurisdictions have taken no supervisory or enforcement action to date. They just say, no problem, go and implement FATF travel rule. Be doing it, we are coming. All right. They have not supervised how they have implemented it. They have not even enforced it, so that if you don't do it, you have penalty. They have not done that. And that's like them telling us, Africans, wake up. Now, the next, still on FATF pressure and oversight gaps, Nigeria is not the only African country on the gray list. All right. Still from the FATF plenary session on June 13, we still have Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Angola, Mozambique, Namibia, and others that are still under increased monitoring. So what does this mean for us? It means that if they are telling other people to cross 2 gates and they're fine, let's say you're doing a check, a random check, you're checking people, you're trying to know what they're doing, and other people will just go 2 checks and they're done. These people on increased monitoring list will go 10 times. They will be checked and checked and checked and checked again. You understand what that means? All right. So that is what it entails to be on the gray list. And that is why we need to wake up. All right. So still the report emphasized persistent gaps. 45% of the reviewed countries, mainly in Africa, still lack effective crypto regulation, aligning with recommendation 15 and 16. So FATF is now calling us out in Africa. Please, you guys should wake up. So the implication is this: Africa's virtual asset sector still lack robust oversight. So we need crypto compliance specialists, actually. We really, really need them. We need a lot of them that will assist in helping us build not just the travel room mechanism, to strengthen the AML, KYC, and close system and close regulatory gaps. At least let's exit the gray list and continue to be above. So that's why we need compliance officers. Another reason is, of course, soaring demand and salaries in crypto compliance career. All right. There was a survey that actually pulled up, and most responses agree that crypto compliance officers typically earn between $70,000 and $120,000 per year. And this aligns with global industry trends for professionals, all right? But then you don't jump into the career and start earning that big. Of course, there are things that influences the career, especially experience. That is why if you've not gotten the experience, you should start now, all right? It's a career. I always tell people it's a career that you don't need to be a techie. You just need to calm yourself down, bring yourself down to learn and unlearn what you know before now, all right? And be able to move with the pace. If you are not that kind of person that is agile, that kind of person that needs to learn very fast, that kind of person that will learn with minimal supervision, it will be very difficult for you to cope, because what will guarantee your performance is the fact that you are able to self-learn and self-study. And that thing is company size and funding and location as well. All right. So getting certified, staying up to date with crypto regulation can not only protect your firm, it can boost your paycheck. Of course, we want to live good lives. So crypto compliance is not just critical, it's lucrative and a well-respected career. Imagine when you introduce yourself as an anti-financial crime specialist, okay? So it's something that you can stand with any international regulator, any international body, defend your firm, because that is what compliance officers do. They meet with regulators, defend their firm, tell them what they're doing, speak the same language. So that is why it is also important. So let's go faster. So let's just look at some countries, actually. What African regulators, how they are responding to the growing crypto compliance demand already. So let's look at, I think South Africa is the first here. So for South Africa, already they're doing well. So as at 13 June last month, they had a treasury statement that said South Africa has substantially completed all 22 action item warrants and on-site assessment. Remember, that's from FATF, to verify that critical AML CFT reforms have been implemented. All right. So they are very close to closing out on FATF, with FATF. And then as of December last year, they had received 420 applications. That's to register VAS, virtual service providers and exchanges. So let's proceed to Nigeria. Most of us are already conversant with what's happening in Nigeria. We had the CBN Circular 2023 that's actually aligned with FATF recommendation 15, and then bring it down to CBN now making it possible for banks to now work with exchanges, right? And then still bring it down to 2025, where SEC now came up with the Investment and Securities Act. So the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, officially signed the Investment and Security Act. We call it ISA 2025 into law. So with that now, cryptocurrencies and other digital assets are securities within Nigeria's capital markets. So for now, what we know is that SEC, that's Security Exchange Commission, is our regulator as regards digital assets in Nigeria. And then Kenya is almost there. Kenya has the VAS bill. Of course, if you pay attention to when our senior partner was saying that we also try to give comments and amendments to what the bill is saying. So we're waiting for them to pass it into law. And of course, it's being monitored, still FATF gray list issues. Then Ghana released a very interesting statement, that's BOG, Bank of Ghana, just last week on July 10. And then the notice, do you know what it was? It mandated virtual asset service providers that operate in Ghana to actually register. And the deadline is August 15, 2025. What does that tell you? It tells you that these regulators are not sleeping again. So they are awake and are trying all possible means to make sure that they regulate the virtual asset service providers. Rwanda is also very interesting because this year again, March 2025, the CMA actually released a draft law placing virtual assets and VAPs under CMA jurisdiction and calling for public consultation. So now, more than ever, Africa needs crypto compliance specialists who are not just professionals equipped to stem the flow of illicit funds, safeguard institutions, and unlock fintech innovation responsibly. So let's quickly look at what a crypto compliance specialist does. Of course, from my stories and from what I've mentioned earlier, you should be able to tell what a crypto compliance officer does. It's very interesting, trust me. First of all, you will have to, of course, monitor and report suspicious activity. You would have to KYC your people, ensure that procedures are followed. We have what we call policies, we have what we call procedures. Ensure that they are followed. If you're monitoring and you see any suspicious activity, you're supposed to report it to the regulators. Then conduct risk assessment for crypto product. This is you trying to check what's this product, how will the bad actors use it? So you try to go ahead of them, decipher how they will use it, and put control in place. Then support audits. Investigation is very interesting, okay? And regulatory checks. Train your teams on compliance best practices. So this is practically what we do as compliance specialists, and it's quite interesting, trust me. So we'll encourage you to actually look into becoming a crypto compliance officer. And then where the opportunities are, of course, most of us be asking, oh, so when I do this, when I become a crypto compliance, where will I work? Banks and fintechs, they are in their need of crypto compliance officers. In fact, like our senior partner mentioned, we are looking for crypto compliance officers. We are actually looking for them. Crypto exchanges, virtual asset service providers, they need you. Regulatory bodies and government, of course. What the regulators are doing now is to take these courses or upskill to become crypto compliance officers. Before now, they could just be compliance officers in traditional finance bank. So they do what? They upskill. And one thing I will tell you that is still a newbie that wants to come into this space is one thing: act now. Do you know the reason? If you don't act now, by the time these banks, these crypto exchanges upskill their compliance officers, it will be hard for you to get in. So that's the fact. So you need to start now. You need to start pushing your career in this field now, not tomorrow. Investigation and forensic firm, consulting and risk advisory. All right. So you can grow into the role. You can come in as a KYC onboarding specialist, someone that is onboarding people. All right. From there, you grow into maybe a transaction monitoring specialist, or you can grow into a chief compliance officer. You can become the head of compliance, legal and compliance attorney. All right. So it's a career that you can actually start from the basic and grow it. That's one fun thing about crypto compliance career. Okay, for the skills that you need to be in demand, I've mentioned blockchain fundamentals. All right. This is the major difference between the people in traditional finance and people in crypto compliance finance. Because if you bring them into the crypto world, they'll be lost because they don't know about the technology. So you need to understand the technology. You have to analytically, you have to be critical, all right, and be curious. Documentation and reporting. Hey, there's this point, that this part that said, I came, I saw, I conquered. You know what we say? I came, I documented, I conquered. Because compliance, if it's not written down, it never happened. So you have to know how to write reports. You have to know how to read reports, because you have to read a lot of reports as fast as you can. You have to adapt and you have to keep learning. All right. So we don't want to bore you with a lot of fines that are happening all over the place. The global crackdown is actually coming. Compliance failures have consequences, all right? So we had the case of Bizlato shutdown, Kraken fined, Coinbase and all. So what it means for us in Africa is that our regulators are watching. Global regulators are now watching. African exchanges are next in line. So by the time you feel that you are not going to do the right thing, the regulators will come for you. And one thing about the regulators, when they come for you, if they came for you in 2025 and you have started operating since 2021, they will start from 2021 to start fining you. So it's very important that as you're building, for builders, you build with compliance in mind. Start small and grow into that. All right. So we don't want to have cases of weak compliance programs and shutdowns in Africa, because we want to build strong compliance ecosystem. All right. So compliance matters to you no matter your background. So consider it, because crypto is already entering our industry. The law is evolving. Companies need trained professionals now. Like, we also need that. Yes, we need compliance officers. Africa can't afford to be left behind. No, we've taken the back seat a lot. You don't have to have a tech background, trust me, all right? You just have to be willing to learn. So I think at this point, I'll pass the mic back to Oge. Oge, are you with me?
Yes, so yeah. Guys, let's drop some fire in the chats for Chioma, because that was so powerful. Thank you so much, Chioma. Thank you for that. If your mind is spinning right now with ideas, you are not alone, because this field is wide open. It's truly, oh, screen. Can you help me mute speaking, please?
Mr. Gunjabi, you were raising your hand?
Chioma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, no problem. No problem. So, okay, are you having difficulties? Should I continue sharing from my end? Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Sorry.
I can hear you, but we can't see your screen. Like, you need to start sharing. Should I continue sharing?
You can just help me share, because I'm trying to get it open.
So maybe the network is right.
You can go ahead. Hello. Okay, you can go ahead. You're muted.
Sorry about that. All right, thank you so much, Chioma, for such a powerful session. So guys, like I said, if you might, yes, Mohammed said very interesting presentation. Yes, that was quite very interesting. Thank you so much. So if your mind is spinning with ideas right now, you are not alone, because this field is wide open, right? The only thing left is, are you going to act, or are you going to sit on the sidelines, right? So let's quickly talk about what your next move could be, right? What would it look like? Because so right now, you can see that you have two options, right? You have two options, two clear paths. And I want you to listen closely, right? So the first part is you try to figure out everything on your own. Sure, you can spend the next year Googling, watching YouTube, and, trying to piece together compliance laws, blockchain risk, crypto policies, everything. Definitely, definitely, you're definitely going to learn a lot from it. You will learn a lot eventually, but let's be real, this space is moving too fast to play catch up for so long, right? The second option you have is to join a proven path, right? You learn the actual frameworks, you learn real world tools and what global standards expect, right? Because you get to learn from what experts are doing and how they are doing it in Africa right now. And that's where the 3CS comes in, right? The 3CS, the next one, the 3CS is actually our certified crypto compliance specialist program. It's called 3CS for short. This is Africa's first in-person certification program that is dedicated to crypto compliance, risk management, and regulatory readiness. So this 3CS is actually designed specifically for professionals, right? Like you, if you're a compliance officer, if you're an auditor, banker, fintech leaders, regulators, even if you are trying to switch careers, you want to just become fluent in crypto regulations and build trusted systems within the institutions, then this is actually for you. Because you can see that this is not just a generic online course. This is an intensive 6 days hands-on in-person training, right? So this is about real-world training that positions you as a recognized expert in this space, right? You already heard what Choma said about this, right? Next, please. So you're going to be learning a lot. You are going to be learning a lot. This is not just theory. This is a full 360-degree experience. It's designed to equip you with so much knowledge, tools, real investigative skills that you can actually use. You can see that first, we're going to start from the ground to up. You're going to learn actual blockchain and crypto fundamentals, like how wallet works, what consensus means, you know, what really powers these networks. We're going to break it down in a way that makes sense, even if you are new to this space, right? So it doesn't matter if you have zero knowledge, right? Then we get into the financial crime side of things. Think money laundering, think darknet activities, terrorism financing. You see exactly how crypto is used, both legally and illegally, and how you can tell the difference, right? You're also going to grasp a lot of laws and frameworks. You know, this is actually not theory. You can see that you'll be trained on tools like FATF or FAC and, you know, other global compliance standards. Then you get to see real world softwares. The same tools these regulators and investigators use in live cases and many more. And finally, you're going to wrap it up with an exam. Like, I mean, what is a world-class certification training without an exam? And then you must pass with 85% or more, right, for you to earn your 3CS certification. This is a credential that's already making waves across African compliance team, right? So this is not just a sit and watch kind of course. It's for people who want to be taken seriously in this field. And we have designed every model to get you there, right? So you can see that you're definitely going to be stepping into a future-proof skill set. And this is not just taught by anyone. It's not just a random person to use. Taught by a team that is trusted by law enforcement agencies, banks, and regulators across the continent. Okay, now let's take it a step further. What are you actually going to do after this program? Right? What are you going to achieve? What are you going to do? Because it's not just by collecting all the knowledge. It's about building skills that put you in the room and helps you speak the language of professionals in this space. You're going to learn all of this. And most importantly, you walk away with the certified credentials that proves that you are not just learning. You're not just learning for learning's sake, but you are ready to work and ready to lead. Next, please. So while you're taking this course, you know, it just shows that you are ready. You are ready. It tells the world that I am ready for the next level of finance. I understand risk. I bring value. And the best part of it is that you don't have to come from the law background, like I said, or you don't need to be techie to do this. You just need drive, you need clarity, and you need the right training. And the right training is here for you. The only question left is, will you be in the next cohort? Will you be there or not? Please, back to the other slide, because you can see that we also have another of our flagship course. You can see that this is happening this July. So if you're someone who is interested in also investigating crypto crimes and tracing stolen funds, this particular course is happening at the end of this month, and it's for you if you really want to be a part of what is going on, right? So the next cohort for this one, the cryptocurrency investigator, starts at the end of this month. So you are still early. I'm sure if you are in the WhatsApp group, you can drop CCI in the WhatsApp if you are ready for that, and then we'll reach out to you with more details on that. Now let's look at real stories, because we've had so many people, we've trained hundreds, trained so many people across the globe, and they have a whole lot to say, and we just bring in just a few here, because you can see what Folake has to say here, because she works at one of the Nigeria's biggest banks, and even with years in finance, it took this training to finally make all the crypto and compliance conversations click, right? That's the power of breaking things down the right way. You can also see Miss Omar, you know, she came in with curiosity and she left with clarity. That's exactly what this training is designed to do for you. It keeps you engaged, it breaks things down, and it stretches your thinking all the way. We also have Margaret. Margaret also took our course, and these are professionals, right? She actually said that it was very enlightening, right? It was very enlightening and insightful, and it challenged her to go deeper. She didn't know anything about crypto before, and this is actually helping her build her compliance path with clarity. We get a lot of this. A lot of people never knew about crypto before, but now they can confidently speak the language after our training. Just like Margaret started from zero, a lot of people come in starting from zero. I also came from zero, right? But now we can all speak the language, right? So these are just a few voices from the hundreds of people we have trained. They didn't wait to be perfect. They did not wait to be perfect. They said yes, they got in and they grew into it. So now it's your turn, right? So if this session actually lit a fire in you, and then you are thinking, oh, this is something I want to do. I want to be recognized for this. I want to lead in this space. Then this is your chance to get certified and definitely get recognized as a crypto compliance professional in Africa. We don't do random signups or shortcuts or all of that online. This program is in person, it's location based, and it's hands-on, because we believe in real training. We believe in real impact. So if you are ready for this, I'll be dropping a link in the chat while you put down your questions. If you have questions, please put your questions down in the chat. We're going to take your questions, and then right after that, you get to see a link in the chat. It's just for 1 minute. You can fill out the interest form. Please, can you mute yourself? It's an interest form. You can put it out. You can click on the form and let us know if you are interested in participating, because the link just tells us, oh yes, I'm serious, I want this in my city. And if we have enough people in our city raising their hands, we are definitely coming. Okay, so please, are there questions in the chat? If you have questions in the chat, let us know. Says we need fast track. Yes, you need the fast track. You please indicate. The link to the form is in the chat. The link to the form is in the chat. Please, does anyone have any question? Maybe basically for Choma, or basically for what we have been saying since. Just click the link in the chat, and we'll bring this to your doorstep. Okay. I guess we do not have any question. It looks like you are either blown away, or maybe you are busy filling out the form. So either ways, if you've made it to the end of this session, I just want to say this: you are not like most people. Most people actually hesitate, but most people overthink. But now you have showed up, you have stayed, and you are clearly serious about your future, right? And that alone sets you apart. So we'll be keeping this interest form open for just a few days. If you are interested, click the link there and fill it, and let's know that you are ready, and then we would come to you. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us today. If you are in the WhatsApp group, you can drop your messages there and we'll answer you. If you are interested, you fill the form. Okay, you're saying how much does the training cost? If you are interested, you fill the form and we'll know your city, and then we can give you all of that information. Like I said, this is one-on-one training. It's hands-on. It's not an fixed online training that you can just come in and take. So just fill the form, fill the interest form, and then we'll get to you as long as possible. So as soon as possible. But please feel free to ask your questions if you have anyone for us. Right? Am I saying, okay, the form, please. All right, I've shared it again. If you're also registered, you'll also be getting that in your mail. If you're in the WhatsApp group, you'll get that as well. So if you have no questions, I think we may have to call it a day. Thank you so much.
Dr. I said which company have ability to regulate the laws of compliance. I don't think it's clear, but I feel regulators. So it depending on your jurisdiction, you could have local regulators, right? So if it's Nigeria, for instance, you have Security Exchange Commission, of course, CBN comes in as well if payment is involved, and then NFIU for filing of suspicious activities and reports, and then down to Kenya, we have the CMA, we have the in Nigeria, what's it called, FRC. So we have a lot of them, and then internationally we have the Financial Action Task Force. So these are the people that regulate what happened. So these are the people you'll be reading what they're saying. You go to their pages, check out what they're saying, dissect what they have said, and that's what we actually do. So I think that answers your question, Dr. Ice. Do you accept core members to serve in your firm? You can write a letter to us, then, or depending on the skill you have already. That's for Abasienene. Yes, can write. So for people asking about the course, the link is not accessible. Okay, please can you check for the link again? Okay, please, Mohammed, please try the link again.
The network, because I just click on the link now and it's very much accessible.
All right, so I think we're done with questions because I believe most of us joined in from the office, and we appreciate you for coming in. All right, thank you so much. From me, I don't know. Okay, you can take it up again.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We'll continue in the chats. All right, so let's get back to work this afternoon. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of your day.